For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, hello again. Paul Dingeman here. Glad you are along for another ride on the Focus machine. We are going to have really a couple very important segments for you today. We're going to join the people out at Neiman's Family Market for the ribbon cutting at the end of this program. They had a big grand opening that everybody should go and see. But let's begin the program with Jason Steyer and a group of representatives from the River Rec Teen Center. Jason, welcome back to Focus Set. Nice to see you, sir.
You too.
You've been very active over the last couple of years with a wonderful guy by the name of Gary Coase, with a number of wonderful students and young people to try to get a thing called the River Rec Teen Center started. What is it? What's going on?
Well, the River Rec Teen Zone started simply as a classroom project.
Oh, okay.
So now retired Riverview East teacher Pat Keck was doing a passion project in her class, and she offered students the opportunity to...
Let's stop there. What's a passion project?
A passion project is a student-centered project. The student picks something that they're passionate about.
Okay.
They explore it, they research it, and they develop it into a project that has an impact on the school, on the greater community, or even larger than that. So one particular student by the name of Kyle Pond, who graduated from Riverview last year, had a pretty rough life up until the point that he came to Riverview. And he saw the need to create opportunities for youth his age, youth that were younger in our community, to have opportunities to avoid some of the paths that he went down that led him to trouble.
That's wonderful.
And that developed into the idea of creating a space in our community where teens could go, where they could be accepted for who they are, where they could work with community partners and develop skills that were necessary in doing things that were meaningful in their lives. So that became the River Rec Teen Zone, and he developed it. Like I said, it was an idea, and he went out and he started to share that story with people in the community, with his fellow students, and people started to get behind him in the idea. And we're to the point now where we hope that the River Rec Teen Zone will be open and running this coming summer.
Wow, that's quite a leap, quite a leap there.
Quite a leap. And in the process, they learned that things don't happen overnight. You know, they had to look at how much this would cost, how to secure a facility, how to work with the local government, how to do fundraising, how to become a nonprofit organization, which it is now. Mm-hmm. So they learned all these various skills that come together and how to work with other people collectively to take an idea and turn it into a reality.
As you said, it's taken a number of months. You brought along some pictures, and if Lexi will throw those pictures up, we'll talk about them. He did have to go before the Marine City Commission,
Absolutely.
And he made a presentation there. If Lexi will throw those up, and there we go. That's your logo. Talk to me about your logo.
Yeah, so that's kind of the identity of the Teen Center. The students developed the name. They wanted something that didn't just represent Marine City where it's located, but kind of represented our region.
Is it open to all young people?
Absolutely,
Okay.
yes.
So this is when they went to the Marine City Commission meeting.
Yeah, and this was one of many times.
One
that
of several
they attended.
times.
Right.
And that's Kyle Pond on the left at one of the commission meetings. I think Jason would echo this. We find it's very important to make it as much of a student-driven process as possible. We want, we don't want to just assign programming or decide what it's like. We want people to tell us what they want out of the experience and what they feel that they need.
Okay. Next, that's okay. Now this is the old City Hall, and this is where the River Rec Teen Zone is going to end up, right?
Right. And Dave, perhaps you can speak to that.
Yeah. So the 300 Broadway, or the old Marine City Hall, has existed for a very long time. It's one of the only historic districts in Marine City. And as of January 1st of this year, 2018, River Rec Teen Zone has a lease for about 3,000 square foot of the building. Anyone familiar with the building, it's the old police station portion of the building. And we're currently undergoing a fundraising campaign for the renovation and programming for that space. The building's been abandoned. Obviously, it's quite a bit of work to get it into a different, to repurpose that to different
Right.
usage. Part of our space incorporates an old garage and that kind of thing. So one of the big things we're undergoing in the next 40 days or so is our Patronicity, which is a fundraising campaign where we receive a dollar-for-dollar match if we meet our goal of $30,000.
Wow.
And so
that
that's an
comes
important
from
thing.
the state of Michigan?
MEDC has some dollars involved in that, and the campaign and the group is called Patronicity. So if you just go to patronicity.com/RRTZ, River Rec Teen Zone, or if you just search River Rec Teen Zone anywhere, that'll pop up. And there's a great video on there, and there's a lot of information about how anyone can contribute, and that's our current large campaign right now.
So if you get the 30 grand, what are you going to do?
So $30,000 is our first big chunk of money, and that will cover fixtures, equipment, and programming in the facility. Those monies are earmarked, cannot be used for construction, but of course we're going to need all of that when we hit the ground running. So we've got.
So how are you going to cover construction?
Fundraising campaign as well. After that, we're going to see. In addition to this, yeah.
Okay.
So the mechanism of Patronicity, how that works is we had a set a fundraising goal. We determined $30,000 because if you don't reach your $30,000 goal, you don't get those matching funds. So we didn't want to set it for $50,000 and get $48,000, which is still a very strong campaign, but not get those matching funds. So we wanted to keep that attainable. So we're hoping to find as many community partners, corporate partners as possible, because we want to, again, be rooted in the community. By community, we don't just mean Marine City, like Jason indicated. It's our entire region. So we're hoping to have partners there because I think that's important as we develop different kinds of programming, whether it's occupational programming or health careers. There's like a farm to table group. All kinds of stuff. So it's going to take more than just the small group that we have right now for longevity. And we just want anyone who's interested to give us a
Well, that
holler.
was one of my concerns too, that it's difficult to keep the interest up when you're getting new students every year, I would assume.
Absolutely. And the whole idea is
the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, all the different clubs have turnover, but yours is even quicker.
Sure is. It sure is. But what we're trying to do now is produce the leaders for this program moving into the future. So they'll be the ones that supervise and oversee the programs and help make those connections with community partners and continue to guide the project even when they're not students. So we're also, listening to the younger generations that are upcoming and will be the ones utilizing the space to see what their needs are and what they want to contribute to the space as well.
Okay. A couple more pictures there, Lexi, do you have? Then, no? Yeah, there, okay. So talk about these pictures as we go through. That's Gary Coe's.
That's Gary Coe's. So one of the first places Kyle went when he came up with this idea was to the Mariner Theater. And he started talking with Gary and Laura about his idea. And not only did they embrace the idea, but they embraced him and other students and really started to recognize the potential of our youth. And their doors have remained open just for a place for students to go to be welcome, to be themselves. And they've been a huge support in moving this project forward. The map you see on the screen here is a conceptual map of what we can do with the existing space there at the historic City Hall. This is all driven by students and what they want to see happen in that space. We're working with a variety of partners. Design for a Difference is an organization that comes in and helps nonprofits develop spaces that are used for communities. And students are hosting design sessions. They're working together in the look, the feel, every element of the program and what it's going to look like in the future. So currently we're using the space at Riverview East for all of our meetings and all of our group work. Community members have been coming in and joining in that conversation and doing everything they can to turn this dream into a reality. So it's really united our school, it's united our community, and I think ultimately it'll continue to do that. This is meant to be a community hub where all generations can come together and recognize each other's potential and work together in making amazing things happen.
All right, let's start with Dalton and Galvin. What's your involvement? What are your thoughts on this?
My involvement has been I've been working on the computers, building them, doing things along those lines, ordering parts, and I've been working on this project since the beginning of last year when I came in. Kyle and Jay started talking to me about it, and I got brought into this project, and I've been working on it ever since. And I think it's a great idea, and that's why I want to be a part of it.
And you can see the relationship between the adults and the youth is a good, positive kind of thing?
I do, because I've been working with Jay, I've been working with Gary, and I've been working with Laura and Dave here. I've worked a lot with them, and we've had a great relationship about talking about it.
Okay. Gavin, talk to me about your involvement.
Well, I've been kind of working with Dalton and all them with the tech zone and everything, but I've also kind of been jumping out and jumping in. But I was originally in the class with Kyle about the passion project. And Kyle actually approached me originally on it and asked if I wanted to join him on it, and I kind of refused him at first because I was like, I didn't think like an idea of that. Yeah, it was crazy. But then I started seeing him, like people were coming in. He was getting, like Laura came in the one time, and I talked more with him about it then, and then I started realizing, I'm like, whoa, Kyle, this has actually become something huge now.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And then Dave, the city commission got involved too. So
yeah,
with the support of the city government, that had really helped the whole thought.
Yeah, I think so. And even before that, Kyle had reached out to me. I've been involved about 2.5 years or so, and former Commissioner Diane Levitt has since relocated. But Kyle reached out to us, so we were working Diane up until the day she moved, at Riverview East High School during class periods to work out some of the details and stuff, as much as we can, supporting the program at home. I know my wife Laura and I did quite a bit about establishing, the nuts and bolts of the nonprofit with articles of incorporation and that kind of stuff, the not so fun stuff that you have to make it a reality. But, and it goes well beyond that. It's not just commission involvement, but both these guys and a handful of others, helped out with the Heritage Day event. And, we literally could not have done that without them. You take so many hands to put together a festival like that. But, and there's been any number of other activities. I know there's the Popcorn's Pumpkin and Politics events. That
was a tough one to say.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Let alone halt.
But there's a number of students involved in that were also involved in the rec center. So that it's already proven that the concept works. Is that before there's even a facility or a location or a formal group, people couldn't wait to get involved, and it's just been really fun to be a part of. Seeing how a younger generation can contribute to what is typically people much older than me, even doing a lot of things, and so that's been a fun thing to see.
You've got a web page up. It's riverrecteenzone.org. Right. And if Lexi will throw that up, we could talk about that too.
Yeah, so this is a great place to visit if you're just not sure what role you can play in this. I mean, we need everyone involved. We need people to help, refurbish the space to bring it back.
Sand and saw and hammer.
Absolutely, absolutely. We want this to be a community build. We want people to come in and share their skills with our students so they can work side by side in transforming the space, and then moving forward into the programming and sharing their skills with our students, teaching each other, and working together to host events and work on projects that better our community.
Okay, and that's an easy web page, riverrecteenzone.org, and you can go through there. Many pages that are worth it. And
absolutely.
So again, let's go through how people can send money in.
Patronicity.com, and if you do a search for River Rec Teen Zone, it'll bring you right up to the fundraising page. It's very easy to contribute whatever amount you're able to. Last I checked, we're very close to the $10,000 mark. We're trying to hit the $30,000 mark by March 23rd. That's the cutoff. If we make that $30,000 becomes $60,000.
Just amazing.
And we're hitting the ground running.
That's marvelous. That's absolutely marvelous. Jason, you've had lots of projects over the years that you've been at Riverview East, but this is certainly one of the bigger ones, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it has such great potential just to impact lives for many years to come.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. David, while we have you, how is everything at the Performing Arts Center for the East China Performing Arts Center?
Performing Arts Center is going great. It just so happens today we celebrate our 14th birthday. If you can
Really?
believe
14 years already?
Yeah, so
Wow.
we celebrate by doing St. Clair High School's production of Beauty and the Beast this weekend, hoping the weather holds out for us, but we're still super busy, and it's a great problem to have.
You told me one time recently that the Performing Arts Center, East China Performing Arts Center, is busy 250 nights plus a year?
Yeah, between, events a year. So whether they be rehearsals or performances, some days we have a rehearsal and a performance, or 3 performances even, but yeah.
So the building is really getting used.
It is, and just because we don't have a performance that night doesn't mean we don't have an event going on. Sometimes they're private meetings, or in the case of theater, we have 2 weeks rehearsal leading up to that. So that's a lot of hard work by students and staff, but it's just not something the public is there to view. So it's a wonderful asset to the district, and I think
to the community.
Yeah, and
To the whole
I think we do it good justice about being a good stewards of the building and keeping it busy. And I think the proof is in seeing our programs just grow, and all the wonderful talent that's come from this area.
Okay. And what else is happening this year at Riverview East?
We just continue to look for those opportunities. We're looking for community partners, anyone who's willing to come in and volunteer an hour or a day or a week to share their knowledge, their experiences, their skills with our students. Classroom teachers can do so much, but it really takes a village to empower our students and lead them into a happy, healthy, and successful future.
So you've enjoyed your experience at Riverview East?
I think it's better than normal high school. I
Good.
really have enjoyed it.
Good.
I think it is the way that high school should be now.
Good. And you guys are on trimesters as opposed to
That's correct.
what the other kids are.
Right.
So that's got to be unique and fun
Yep,
too.
so we're getting close to the end of the second trimester. We'll be graduating about 20 students at that point, and then moving on.
Oh, good. Okay. Jason, always a pleasure. Please come back.
Thanks, Paul.
David,
Thank you very
see
much,
you
Paul.
soon. Gentlemen, nice to have met both of you.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to see you, sir. We'll get you to work here soon. There he goes. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back. We are back, and we wanted to take a few minutes in this focus program to feature something that really happened this last week that was pretty exciting. A company that's been around for a number of years now, Neiman's Family Market, just had an extensive, and I mean an extensive remodel, and they've spent tons and tons of money to upgrade the store and make it more friendly for you. And I think you should, if you haven't had the opportunity, you should stop by and take a look at it. But let's now join the Chamber of Commerce president, Ms. She's not the president, executive director, and she's going to welcome us to the Neiman's ribbon cutting. We'll be right back.
Good morning, everybody. We're so glad that you were able to come this morning and help us celebrate what I know is my favorite place in town to come to. Anybody who ever bumps into me here knows that I'm here literally 5 days a week. And Ryan Ulatowski, the president of the Chamber, and myself are here to say that the Chamber of Commerce knows more than anybody what kind of support and help that this city gets from Brian Neiman and all the other Neimans that put this store here and then make their mark all over the city. So we're delighted to be here for the reopening of this beautiful facility.
We are humbled by the amount of people that were here today. Thank you so much to the Chamber, to the community that we have just taken the Neiman family in, coming back to St. Clair.
Cheryl, line 1, Cheryl, line
Kind of grew up, my dad grew up in St. Clair area, my mom in Richmond, so truly blessed to be part of this. I've got a quick, long list of thank yous, starting with my mom and dad, Hal and Jean Neiman, and the efforts they started back in 1983 when we got into this crazy business. My brother and sister, Amy and Nathan, they are nonstop helping get us to where we are today. Yes, it's Amy's birthday today as well, too. So well, the support I get from Stephanie Neiman and then my kids to make this community really special. I'm very, very blessed to do that. Thanks, a special thanks to the staff, Kathy and John and Jeff and everybody in here, because it couldn't have been done with it. You thought it was hard shopping. Try coming in every morning and not knowing where anything is. So they did a phenomenal job. They worked really hard to make sure people could find everything they needed, so that was great. Brad Nab from Neiman Store Services, yes. I know the sales at Murphy's and LaCroix's and Pepper Joe's will definitely take a hit now that Brad's leaving town, but he's been here with the contractors. He's been a great help. Him and his team out of Wisconsin, this is what they do. They do independent grocery stores throughout the country. And we were very lucky to find them. The decor, the design, they did an outstanding job by taking and listening to what we wanted to do and what the community wanted. So it really was great. I also want to certainly thank Lakestone Bank, who helped finance the project with us, and we have great friendships with those guys, and we appreciate everything they did. And then we got quite a few local contractors, MGD, back there, those guys, Mike and Lynn. Thanks so much for your guys' efforts, and again, Brenner Electric, Northeast Plumbing, Husband Services, and we were fortunate to get a lot of great local people, but MGD, those guys were here, and they did such a nice job helping make sure that our customers were taken care of throughout this process. So thank you to the community for everything you do for us, and we're just blessed to be here, and enjoy the new store. If we need anything, we're not going to do this for a while, so just wait. So, but go ahead and cut the ribbon and we'll get started.
You have to look at either Brian or Brad or somebody. Over in the wicker in the wine section, all the signs came out of my mom and dad's farm. They were the names of the cows that were on those signs. They've taken them and cleaned them up and put them up there. Pretty tough.
Thank you very, very much. So there's plenty of grocery carts out front. Everything is for sale. Please.
Brian Neiman, always welcoming people to his store. Nice family atmosphere there at the grand opening. Glad that you were along to see that picture and enjoy the grand opening. Get into Neiman's and tell them what a fine community organization they are. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.